before Opetaia had been asked to have his mandatory for the IBF, he was already discussing either fighting Usyk last year before he was even discussing fighting other guys. I know they asked Usyk, they asked Bivol. Did he want to fight Opetaia? So he's had a lot of options. But Zurdo Ramirez is a guy who came into the picture last year when he first got his belt in March. I want to say it was in March. It might have been May, one of those months to start with an M. That he had got his belt for cruiserweight, and then recently he just defeated Chris Billiam Smith. So now he's in the picture for unification to undisputed with Opetaia. That was a fight they've been discussing for a while. You know, Zurdo wasn't in the picture when they were discussing Usyk versus Opetaia. There was really no cruiserweights in the picture at that point as far as a big fight. And now it's a lot of things that's coming out. But Opetaia has plenty of options. He's going to make a lot of fights happen. He's one of the most active fighters right now. He's willing to fight any and everybody. It's not a discussion. It's not any arguments. It's not a tough road. He's basically one of the guys right now that fans should be clamoring for because he's going to make any and everything happen. Even his replacement fights are something that's entertaining. And his fight style is even more entertaining. So that just goes to show that a lot of these things that's happening in boxing right now, it's showing who's the cream of the crop. And not only as far as guys losing and winning. Trust me, there's a lot of guys who have losses in history that are known as some of the greatest boxers to ever live. So a loss doesn't define your career. It's what you do after you take your losses and what your resume is going to show at the end of your career. Were you a person that was trying to fight everybody? So right now, Opetaia is becoming one of those people. He's in his prime right now. He's a top fighter in Australia. And he's going to make a lot of different fights happen over the next couple of years, especially this year. And it goes to show that even without a big name or a lot of accolades or a huge resume, you can change the perception of how people look at you, or people take you very seriously as a guy who's being named with a lot of opponents. See, right now, the difference between Opetaia and a lot of other fighters are when he's named with a lot of fighters, or when he's named with Usyk or this guy or that guy, he's all in. He's like, absolutely, I'll do that. I have no problem with this fight or that fight. That's the guy who's a warrior. That's the person who can become a pillar in boxing. And if he continues this, a couple of fights here, a couple of upsets here in different divisions, he can become a face of boxing if he wants to. It don't matter what country you from. If you out here putting in the work and you fighting the opponents that we want to see and the matchups, and you're going out of your way to make all these fights happen in a major way, you're going to leave a legacy. So it's a lot of guys that still fight for money, but it's only a few guys fight for legacy. And I think Opetaia is one of them. But in my eyes, I feel like Zurdo Ramirez and his fight possibly can be next. I think it will be next, unless some other things happen, unless things change. I definitely think that fight will be next because these guys fought too close to each other as far as dates, and it will be hard to actually see those guys postponing or pushing those fights away any longer than they have been already. But we'll see. That's all I got. Like and subscribe.